My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's all right. Loving yourself is not a crime. They said, what does depression look like? It wasn't somebody's race, but someone was truly stereotyping. Discrimination was truly real that day, making someone really feel out of pocket, out of place. When it came to their conscience, are they even worthy of choosing themselves? They was labeled a number when they was given a name by the good God. Wow, how God works in mysterious ways. Dang, the enemy was truly calling that day. The enemy wanted to psych you out your thought process, wanted you to be your own worst enemy when it was truly one-sided. What a vision. It was truly a reality. Dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD, you put a name in your book when it came to showing up for you, when they were stereotyping you. You know, judging a book by its cover when it came to you. It's a thought process for me. I didn't know depression was supposed to smell like something. Only to realize, wow, it really did that day. Had you not showing up for you. When it came to your self-awareness, when it came to your health care, they judged you that day. They threw sticks and stones to kick you down and destroy your character. But it was truly one-sided. It really wasn't your vision. Only if you was able to see. Dealing with depression so dark. How could you relate if you can't pick yourself up? How could you relate to yourself, to love yourself, to better yourself, to know that you are worthy? Because someone overlooked you. It was a battle within a battle choosing you. It was a battle within a battle. Someone going up against you, here your neighbor when you least expect it. Discrimination was truly real. And you didn't have malicious intentions. You truly knew how to go within to understand at the end of the day that, wow, I just want to become my best self vision of myself. Not to dim my light when it come to pain. That energy has different to go within. They judge you because of what happened to you that day. You lost everything, didn't know how to start all over. They try to kick you down because you was battling an illness at the end of the day when it came to mental health. In every direction you was turning, doors was being closed in front of you because they was laughing at you, not to help you. It's the type of stuff that happens today when you least expect it in society. You go to look for help. They judge you because of what you're wearing. They judge you because you can't smile within. Because you don't know who you are. Dealing with depression. It shouldn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to mental health, that you are worthy to overcome, not to become your own worst enemy. My content is not for everybody. Depression. What is depression? No, for real, what is depression? It's an illness. It's a feeling. It allows you to not bow to yourself. It just makes you want to give up. Wow. Am I breathing? I think the anxiety is coming on. How can I pray for me if I can't see? How can I love me if I can't see? How can you understand what I'm going through if I can't see? It wouldn't matter if you a doctor, lawyer, psychologist, someone that works a 9 to 5, a musician. Depression is real. It's sad and disturbing. They label you a number and you got a name. You have a name. Doctor, doctor, do you hear what I'm going through when it comes to pain? Hello, doctor? Only to take notes at the end of the day wasn't an even exchange. Only for them to put down at the end of the day, you're incoherent. You're emotionally distressed. You got problems. I see you next week. That was it? That's it? You didn't help me. The next visit. How I'm supposed to show up for me if you overlooking me? I'm just watching you watch me at the end of the day. Let's talk about your reality when it comes to your pain. Can I help you? The first question is, where did you grow up? Where did you go wrong? Who abandoned you? Who didn't love you? I don't care about what happened to you anyway. I'm only doing this for $1. I'm dealing with my own depression. What do you think you was doing when you came in here? It's a thought process for me. You'd be so surprised at the end of the day. How you sitting across from somebody who went to school. And this was the subject that they had to learn. To show you at the end of the day how to become your best self vision of yourself. But they didn't have the proper guidance. Depression. How two people sitting in a room, one is getting paid, one is just trying to find themselves, only to realize that, wow, you both are lost. Dealing with depression. Who's here to help who? This type of stuff happens every single day when you least expect it. Doesn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. The doctor's sitting right across from you. I just lost everything! How am I supposed to help you? How am I supposed to help you? Here's your prescription. Have a nice day. Wow. This type of stuff happens every single day. But they quick to judge when it comes to discrimination. Regardless if you're or not, it doesn't matter. Because everybody deals with depression when you least expect it. A marriage, job, dealing with folks at the end of the day, every single day. Trauma that was endured from a child point of view, never healed, let alone it was overlooked, abandoned. Yeah, it was truly real. It went into your adulthood. So uncomfortable. Doctor, 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 doctor. Can I help you? Can you show me the proper guidance when it comes to becoming my best self vision of myself? I don't even know how to do that because I don't even know how to show it for myself. How wear a mask. Only if you knew. I battle with depression, anxiety, PTSD. I didn't even sleep last night. But I still chose to come in. And you are the problem. Wait, hold on 1 second. How am I the problem? Because I can't help you. That's how they look at you. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. But discrimination, depression, and so much more is truly real. It's not a walk in the park to heal trauma and pain. Regardless of who you are, yeah, it made you uncomfortable. But giving up on yourself, they would never understand why you chose you today. It wasn't a walk in the park. Being a domestic violence victim, being sexually assaulted, dealing with hate crime, discrimination, violence, dysfunctional folks at the end of the day that they said was the norm, and it was never the norm. That was projecting pain and drama. It went from your childhood to your adulthood. You put a name to your book when it came to your mental health, what made you uncomfortable. They would never understand that how many layers of masses you had upon you that you had to remove to truly show up for you. You went from being your worst enemy, not knowing how to love you, let alone respecting you, to actually go within and find peace, only to realize that, wow, what a lesson. It was a lesson of life. It was a lesson that, wow, I got discouraged that day. It was a lesson that certain folks came in and out of my life that didn't know how to respect me. They disrespected me. They wanted me to give up. They wanted me to live in fear. They wanted me to become my own worst enemy. They wanted me to leave the face of earth. They took my kindness to weakness. Everybody's story is different. It's not that it's not that you was gullible. No, you was just human. And you just knew how to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. But when they antagonized you that day, they was looking for a reaction. They called you a punk because they wanted to go tick for tack at the end of the day, and you wasn't moving like that because that was truly whack. It's a thought process for me. How this type of stuff happens every single day just because it's not your story, it's somebody else at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Bully, 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 bully. Wow. Certain folks hide their hands when they be a bully. You be so surprised at the end of the day. Looks are so deceiving. When it comes to someone's one-sided mindset, when it comes to their pain, how they try to kick their neighbor down, and things will never be the same. And especially when it's one side, damn neighbor, I was just trying to go within to love me, to better me, to realize at the end of the day, that doctor wasn't able to help me. So I had to choose me, to understand at the end of the day what my self-reflection looks like when I look in the mirror. I wasn't trying to give up on me. The energy is different. When you start to realize that everybody wasn't supposed to be part of your journey. When you realize that, wow, I gotta pray for me, not to go against me. God, do you hear me? Only to realize God never gave up on you or overlooked you. That's what the enemy wanted you to believe, that God left your side, but God never did. It's a thought process for me. My content is not for everybody. It's not. They would never understand how you chose yourself that day. Yeah, you was in a dark depression. You couldn't even see that day. It was days at a time, months after months, went from year after year after year after year. What happened? It's a thought process to me. Because once you start to analyze and sit by yourself to realize at the end of the day, what happened to me? When did it start? How did this begin? I just want to love me. I just want to be at peace. That's all I want to do is be at peace. I don't want to do it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. I just want to become my best self vision of myself. When that doctor couldn't help me, let alone my neighbor try to destroy me, kick me down. I just want to be able to choose me. Regardless to who gave up on me or overlooked me during my journey, I just want to choose me. Being there for everybody else, I just want to choose me. I want my cup to overflow when it comes to respect, but it could be a two-way street. You know, the right people coming into your life, yeah, that energy is different. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. It was a test. It was a lesson. Discrimination was real that day. They wanted you to get out of character, only to realize it wasn't an even exchange. They judge you because of your color, your skin at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. They swore up and down that everybody wasn't the same. No, hold on 1 second. They thought that everybody was the same, and only for them to realize that, wow, they only played mind games to realize at the end of the day that, wow, we are all not the same. It's a thought process to me. Now they truly paying attention to go with it, like, hold on 1 second. What did we do that day? We went the wrong direction. We shouldn't have did that day. We went up against the wrong folks. Wow. It's a thought process for me. You got people playing with spellwork in a toxic way, only to realize that, wow, they verse psychology mind games didn't add up. When it came to their self-awareness, they truly lacked the go within. When it came to self-awareness, because an innocent person was in their own lane, minding their business. But you try to kick somebody down and label them crazy, stupid, slow, and retarded. It took a whole community to go against one person because of someone's skin color, their culture, their religion, their sexual orientation, their disability, let alone their age. It's a thought process to me. You'd be so surprised. Bully, 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 bully. They pick and choose who they want to bully. They think you're slow, so they go up against you. They think you're weak-minded, gullible at the end of the day, and what? They really truly lack self-awareness. Because we are all not the same. They thought that you was going to go back and forth with words with them to curse them out that day. But hold on 1 second. What did I really do that day to get out of character when I was just minding my business, to respect my neighbor? Oh, I got it. I get it. You have malicious intentions. You wanted to sit there and say, see, I told you so. See, I told you so. Told you they was crazy. I told you they was going to curse us out. Oh, I get it. You was looking for a reaction, only to realize you failed your own mission with your bad habits. You picked and chose at the end of the day who you wanted to bully, but only to realize you just got schooled. It's this whole process of me. Pick up your face. I hope you find peace in your own life somewhere else, jackass. Nah, but this type of stuff happens every single day. That's what the enemy wanted. That wasn't God's timing, but that's what the enemy wanted. For folks to go against each other, to disrespect each other, to have malicious intentions. The enemy is really real. But God said chill. God is love. God is respectful. God is kind. The light of God, at the end of the day, they would never understand why he was willing to treat you right. They thought they was putting you to the test at the end of the day, only to realize that, wow, they didn't have true self-awareness when it came to the lack of love that they didn't have within them. All because you was able to see for yourself, to understand at the end of the day, I want to heal. Choosing yourself was a battle each and every single day. To love yourself correctly. They didn't understand how you tied your shoe. To choose you to go within, to understand self-control. Because you didn't get an attitude. It's a thought process for me. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And that's okay. But it's just so sad and disturbing to see how certain coaches will go up against certain other coaches while the enemy just sits back and watches you watch you at the end of the day. Like, what y'all gonna do next? Are y'all gonna hurt each other? I'm waiting to see what y'all gonna do. And you be a fool at the end of the day to proceed with their mission. You'll be a fool at the end of the day to only suck yourself out your own freedom. Because it was truly one-sided. It wasn't your vision. Being brainwashed by the enemy at the end of the day, and you can't even go within to understand your own self-awareness, yeah, that's a problem. To kick somebody else down who wasn't even trying to hurt nobody, regardless of their culture. You know, this type of stuff happens every single day. Every single day. Someone moves into a new community. They pay their bills on time. They respect themselves. They respect their neighbors. They respect the community that they in. And only to realize because of their culture, and it's so divided, at the end of the day, they want to go attack this innocent person to do spell work on them in a toxic way. Gang stalking was really real at the end of the day, such a bad habit. You would never understand at the end of the day that innocent person wasn't trying to catch a case. This type of stuff happens every single day. How somebody has to not say something. They gotta hold everything in. They can't speak up for themselves. It's been going on for a little bit too long. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But it's not the norm to go against your neighbor. It's not the norm. And especially you say you're so godly. How can you possibly be so godly at the end of the day? God is not for sale, and God has never been for sale. And my content at the end of the day is not for everybody. You sit here and say you're so godly. But the light of God at the end of the day is love. The light of God at the end of the day is respect. But you pick and choose who you want to respect. You pick and choose who you want to show up for. You pick and choose who you want to discourage and manipulate and gang stalk. Until it happens to you and your loved ones. And then you realize at the end of the day that, hold on 1 second, that wasn't okay. I can't take back what I did that day. But neighbor, I'm sorry for what I did that day. It's a thought process for me. Is it too late? Nah, I forgive you, but I would never forget. It's a thought process for me. You know, jealousy and envy is really real. And you'd be so surprised because someone is so strong and they can go into a community by themselves and hold it down by themselves. And the outside looking in will sit there and label somebody something that they truly not, because they never gave the person a chance. They never gave a person a chance. They didn't give a person a chance to get to know each other. They didn't give each other a chance to respect each other. But hold on, it was only one-sided though. It's a thought process to me. How it truly, really takes a whole community to go against one person. Discrimination is really real. And it's not godly at all. It's not. It's nothing godly about kicking your neighbor down, regardless of their sexual orientation, their culture, religion, or culture. And I say that respectfully. And I understand if anybody disrespects me because I'm speaking upon this at the end of the day, and that's okay. But one thing's for certain, two things for sure, you're not for me, and that's all right. I've been disrespected enough within my journey, from a child point of view into my adulthood. And one thing you cannot not do is disturb my peace. And one thing you cannot not do is dim my light when it comes to my faith. And I say that respectfully. It's not a threat. And I don't play with spell work in a toxic way. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Regardless to what you did to me. I don't play with spell work in a toxic way. I don't do that tick for tack. Because it's truly whack. At the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Like a bad heart attack. Like having diabetes that you can't get rid of. Like having an illness within your body at the end of the day that you cannot get rid of. And you don't understand the diagnosis. How to mentally heal to go within. But your neighbor has the formula. And they not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. But because you kicked your neighbor down, you disrespected your neighbor, and now you're looking for your neighbor to help you. Now look what you did to yourself, fool. It's a thought process to me. That's why you gotta be careful when judging a book by its cover. Because you may not know when you may need your neighbor. You know, being jealous and having hate and animosity within you at the end of the day. Or because of the fact that you're trying to elevate faster than your neighbor and they was never in a race with you. Or you're thinking that, oh, well, I'm going to kick this person down so I can move further in life at the end of the day. So I can get this position, or I can get this, I can get that, or this and that, or whatever the case may be. And only for you to realize that, wow, you only put yourself 10 steps back. When you could have been on the same page with your neighbor, when you could have respected your neighbor. My content is not for everyone. But discrimination is real. Depression is real. The lack of love, the lack of respect can put someone in the mindset of a deep, dark depression. You know, some people never show up for themselves ever again. And I say that respectfully. Meaning, they would never be they self ever again. Because of a dark depression, because of the hands of somebody else. Regardless of what the circumstances is, a relationship, a stranger in the street coming into their life, that guardian that didn't know how to show up for them. You put a name in your book when it comes to your mental health, or let alone someone passed on. It's individuals that walk around here at the end of the day and they don't have the proper self-awareness at all. They have no clue. How to go within and find peace. It's just the soul. Just walking the face of earth. Because of society. Society made them feel at the end of the day that they shouldn't be in existence. They escape within escape to never return. And this type of stuff happens every single day. You think certain individuals want to be homeless? But the way society is set up at the end of the day, you got folks who have more self-respect for themselves and say, you know what? I can't allow a system to cycle my thought process. You got some people at the end of the day that don't know how to start all over because they just lost a loved one. This type of stuff happens every single day. And then what society does is kick them down! Why? It's a thought process, man. I never understood this because it be individuals with kids, majority of the time, 85% of the time. Because when you leave this earth at the end of the day, you will want to make sure that your children are okay. But you sit here and kick somebody else down. You sit here and disrespect somebody else's child, let alone that's a child of God. Just like you are a child of God, or just like your children are a child of God. It really be the thought process for me. That this type of stuff happens every single day, and it's not the norm. Everybody's healing journey is different. Mentally, it's so different. It's not a competition. It's not a race. And it's not an overnight process. It's not. Because when someone is dealing with mental health at the end of the day, some people don't even realize what's truly wrong with them. And when they start to figure out what's wrong with them, it's one thing after another. Something is wrong right here. Something is wrong right here. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And when they mentally go within, it's like, dang, every time they turn around, it's something else. It's something else. I thought I was okay. No, it's something else. I thought I was fine. No, it's something else. It gets deeper. It gets more deeper. It's victims that's been sexually assaulted, maybe from a child point of view, or even in their adulthood, that would never be the same again. Never. They don't even know how to heal. You have certain folks that overlook their healing process. Just get over it. You'll be all right. Someone dealing with violence. Someone was just wounded. You know the mental state that someone has to deal with every single day now? Of an experience of reliving something every single day? Even when they say, you know what, I'm healed, but they're just truly wearing a mask. Because you know why? You have to look at that wound every single day. And especially if you wash your behind. To only realize that, wow, that really happened to me that day. Some people would never be the same when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to the reality of their life. And I say that respectfully. I don't wish homelessness on nobody. I don't wish depression on nobody. I don't wish anxiety on anybody. Any negative energy, I do not wish it on anyone. And I say that respectfully. I want everybody to have clarity of true self-awareness. So they will be able to go within to properly heal. To be emotionally available. To be mentally stable. The enemy distracted you for so long and allowed you to believe certain behavior was the norm. The other day, it hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie. It really did. To know that this young man, this young lady said, oh, back in the day, not too long ago, this certain corner, all you heard and saw was nothing but violence. And then they say, things is not the same anymore. Like certain people don't want change. But then you got majority that do want it. So they can protect their family. Knowing that they sent their child to school and they're going to part ways with their baby at the end of the day to go to work or take care of their business, that they're safe in an environment. But then you got certain folks at the end of the day that has this one-sided mindset. Violence, 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 violence. It's not the norm. But that's what the enemy created. The enemy created that. The enemy created dividing. The enemy created the fact that, hey, psyching about their thought process. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. You can save the negative energy and the disrespect for your mother. And I say that respectfully. They always say how certain individuals think that they're better than somebody because they have self-control. Or certain individuals think they're better than somebody because they're upper parents. They keep themselves together. Regardless to what culture you are. Or then they start to label certain individuals because of their culture, saying that they're dirty or that they're this and that they're that. And it was truly one-sided. Just because you walked into one household at the end of the day, regardless of what culture they are, doesn't mean everybody's like that. Everybody's not dirty. It's a thought process to me. And it's sad and disturbing how certain folks go against their own folks. It really be the thought process to me. But this type of stuff happens every single day. It does. How you sit there and kick your neighbor down because they truly tie their shoe different. It doesn't matter how much money you got in your pockets at the end of the day. Because the same way the enemy provides, the same way God provides, the enemy can take it away and God can take it away as well. And I say that respectfully. Or the same way you can have a roof over your head, you can have it 1 minute and then the next minute it be gone. Then you're falling into a depression mindset. Should you be overlooked because of what you're going through? Or should you get the proper help that you truly need? Regardless of your culture. But it's just so sad and disturbing how folks just kick each other down. How could you sit there and tell a mother or father how to grieve? It's a thought process for me. Just get over it. Why? You took the innocence of a child, a creation, two people who came together to unite. And God allowed that to happen. But then when the enemy steps in and the enemy says, I want to destroy and divide this family at the end of the day, it became the norm. And it's not the norm because that's not how God created us to be. Not even a little bit. And I say that respectfully. That's why you got to know the difference between the enemy and God. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. And God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. And I never understood this. And I say this respectfully. And it shouldn't matter about your culture. It shouldn't. How, or someone's sexual orientation. How when someone is going through depression, or someone is going through life challenges itself, and they reach out, besides going to a doctor that can't help them, because that doctor's going through their own personal issues when it comes to their depression, and they reach out to the church house. Why is it the fact that you're rejecting somebody because of their sexual orientation? Because someone is speaking up for themselves. I thought it was come as you are. It's a thought process to me. Or when someone is in trying times and they need help, and someone came to a service and never missed a service, but you reject them. How did that become the norm? To not help your neighbor. I thought it was help your neighbor. Neighbor! Tell your neighbor you love your neighbor. Neighbor! I hope you have a good week, neighbor. Neighbor! What happened to that, neighbor? What happened? Everything gonna be all right, neighbor. Everything gonna be all right, neighbor. What happened? This is not for everybody. But when you know who you are, at the end of the day, the shoe will fit. It's a thought process to me. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. Like I said, God is not for sale. And being that God is not for sale at the end of the day, not only is someone coming to worship, but it's supposed to be the Lord's house of giving. Not just you receiving, and it be one-sided. It's the thought process for me. How society has this one-sided mindset of that community that's truly one-sided and not for the people. It really be the thought process for me. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But just like that, when the good God steps in, the good God shows you who's truly for you. The good God shows you at the end of the day, hey, I'm going to protect you from your neighbor. Because the good God doesn't roll that way. The enemy does, though. Have a nice day. Someone needs a prayer within a prayer when it comes to they just got a diagnosis from their doctor, and you mean to tell me at the end of the day, until they put something in for an offering, that's the only time you're going to pray for your neighbor? How does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? And this is not for everybody. Because I saw some good spiritual people who was in the church house and did help their neighbor. They even went to they even stood up for their neighbor, and they wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. Oh, you was diagnosed, huh? Not only am I going to pray for you, I'm going to pray for your family. Now I'm only going to do that, but I'm going to make sure that moving forward that you and your family is okay. Is there anything that you need help with? Let us know. And not just saying it just to say it because it sounds good. But action spoke louder than words. Something that was not misunderstood. Certain individuals feel like, you know what, I can't even go to the church house because I was rejected at the door. I thought it was come as you are. You mean to tell me at the end of the day, it's somebody that's homeless, that's sitting on the street, that didn't have no food within the last week? And you mean to tell me you overlooking them because they don't got a social security number to go to your pantry? You be so surprised how people move up out here at the end of the day. It's disgusting. That is not God. They can't come into your church house to get a prayer, to remove whatever negative energies around them, whatever demonic spirits is around them. They gotta put an offering in your table, in your cup, in your bowl, just to get a prayer. Oh no, you're rejecting them because they stink. You're rejecting them because they look funny. You know people get rejected every single day when you least expect it. Just because you haven't experienced it, somebody has. And I say that respectfully. Just because you have not experienced something in life, don't mean your neighbor has not. Like dealing with discrimination, just because you never dealt with it before, somebody has. Just because you never dealt with violence before, somebody has. Just because you never dealt with being homeless before, somebody has. Just because you never dealt with domestic violence, somebody has. Just because you never dealt with being sexually assaulted, somebody has. I can continue to go on. So you sit there and kick your neighbor down and you say they deserve that? How dare you? How? They didn't have malicious intentions towards you. Not even a little bit. But you was already screwing your face up at your neighbor. Would you want somebody to reject you in your trying times? Let alone even if you don't have support. Because there's some people out here, they don't have support. They family say, I got them, I got them, I got them. Don't worry about them, I got them. I don't know why they ain't come to me anyway. It's just to put on a show. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. Oh, I love my baby. I wouldn't do that to my child. Or I wouldn't do that to my nephew, my niece, or whatever the case may be. But you close the door in their face. Everybody's walk of life and story is different. And I say that respectfully. You'd be so surprised. That same person that's at that church house at the end of the day just closed their door on their loved one. And then they get around certain folks at the end of the day, they got to put a smile on it, and they don't even like the person. They don't even want them around them at the end of the day. And that person ain't probably have to do nothing to them. This type of stuff happens every single day. Until it's your story. But why should you have to relate to something just to respect your neighbor? My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. Someone is dealing with a disability. Either it's temporary or long term. Imagine being rejected. Asking for help. Just because you never experienced at the end of the day, you can't tell somebody's story. You can't. And it wasn't a story, it was the truth. How someone was disrespected. How someone was verbally and physically abused by the hands of someone at the end of the day that they thought they were supposed to trust. It's a thought process to me. This type of stuff happens every single day. And it shouldn't have to wait until it's your situation for you to understand that, you know what, wow, it's not right. This is not right. Then you got folks at the end of the day that got malicious intentions. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, baby. I'm praying for you. Only to realize at the end of the day, they going against you. They not praying for you. They praying against you. Know the difference. It's a thought process for me. Someone saying, I'm wishing good intentions on you. I'm wishing for you to be good and for you to heal. And I'm wishing for you to want to elevate and prosper, whatever the case may be. And the whole entire time they wishing evil on you. Either they playing with spell work in a toxic way. You'd be so surprised. Or they doing rituals on you in a toxic way and you ain't signed up for that. It was truly one-sided when it came to their vision, because at the end of the day, hold on 1 second, what do you mean? This type of stuff happens every single day. There's nothing cute about it, or attractive about it, or funny about it. Because you have some people who get spell work projected on them, and they would never be the same. You got certain folks praying for certain individuals, and they would never be the same. Never. I never understood how certain individuals have all of this animosity within them to do this type of work. But then when something happens to their loved ones or their family members or whatever the case may be, oh, no, 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 no. Now you didn't sign up for this. Now you're saying, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't ask for this. All because of what I did that day? Yeah. What you projected is what you got back. It may not have affected you mentally, but it affected your loved ones. And what hurts me the most to see at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully, is to know that people who play with sport in a toxic way, when they bring children into this world, or even if you didn't bring children into this world, do you ever think to yourself that, wow, this could happen to one of your loved ones, and you can't protect them because of what you dished out? Because, you know, everybody's not protected. And then now you're running to this, practitioner, now you're running to this tarot reader, this spiritualist person, or whatever the case may be. That you run into that offering, and you're doing this, you're doing that to get this offer, this person, only to realize that it's too late. It's too late. But this is the type of stuff that people do to get ahead in life. I saw it too many times. How folks at the end of the day will play with spell work in a toxic way, and their life just starts to fumble right in front of their face. It's like, hold on one second. Why is everything just falling apart for me? And then you're trying to remove the spell work that you put on yourself, because you out here bothering innocent people. You out here doing stuff behind innocent people's back because you out here playing with spell work in a toxic way. And you call yourself real and you call yourself grown and an adult? Really? Ain't nothing real about you if you gotta play with spell work in a toxic way. And I say that respectfully. You're nothing but a punk, a bully. You are. Because what are you really gaining from at the end of the day? What are you really gaining? Don't you get tired? Until something happens to one of your favorite family members. They can't talk for themselves. They could barely walk. Or they can't even walk. Then you reevaluate when your life is saying to yourself is, all the stuff that you done did, look, you sacrificed your own loved one. It's a thought process for me. How people do stuff for an evil dollar to disturb the peace of an innocent person. Maybe somebody may be gifted. Maybe someone is just truly at peace with themselves. And you want to dim the light of the innocent person. It's a thought process for me. Or because you're really miserable. Because if you wasn't miserable at the end of the day, you wouldn't take the time out of your day to bother or interrupt the mindset of an innocent person. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's people really out here that energy harvest to steal people's destiny, identity. Try to get into someone's Akashic records to steal their gifts that God installed within them. But only to realize at the end of the day, when you come against the right person at the end of the day, access denied. It doesn't matter who you go to at the end of the day, what spiritualist person you go to, what tarot reader, what practitioner you go to at the end of the day. When that child is truly anointed at the end of the day, you're only playing in your own face. And I say that respectfully. Be mindful of wise when judging a book by its cover. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. And I say that respectfully. God has never been for sale. You having financial problems in your life, so you look at somebody else as competition and you don't want them to elevate faster than you. So you trying to slow down what they got going on at the end of the day, that you try to slow down what they got going on at the end of the day, and only to realize that, wow, everything that you do when it comes to gang stalking, throwing spell work, playing somebody close, acting like you like somebody, if the shoe fit, then wear it. Or to sit here and psych some out their thought process, their pockets, or their eyesight, and it was truly one-sided. It really be the thought process to me. Or because you don't want somebody to elevate faster than you. God created us all differently. It just goes to show you at the end of the day how the enemy shows up. Nothing but misery loves company. Someone is more financially stable than you, or someone doesn't have to be financially stable than you, and you got all that hate and jealousy within you. Like, make it make sense, ma'am, sir. And then you sit there and lie on somebody's name and try to disrespect them at the end of the day, and it wasn't an even exchange. Because never, not one time did that innocent person disrespect you. All they did was respect you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless if they knew you or not. But you looked at them like a threat. It's nothing but the enemy talking. And you never understand at the end of the day what a rejection looks like because of your pain. Until the right one walks into your life to show you at the end of the day, it wasn't a game. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. I attribute times to the genuine ones only, and I say that respectfully. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. It's not that you think you're better than anybody. No. You've been through enough. And who's truly for you is not going to go against you. Who's truly for you is not going to have malicious intentions. Who's truly for you is going to respect you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. You got to know the difference between the good God and the enemy's calling. It's two different things. It's two different things. And when you speak up for yourself because someone done do spell work at you in a toxic way, and when you done speak up for yourself and because someone has malicious intentions, you're not wrong. That's what the enemy allows you to believe for a long time, that you was wrong for not speaking up for yourself. But when you speak up for yourself, you're not wrong. You're not. It's okay to speak up for yourself because enough is enough. You're not playing their games. You was never part of their game. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And I say this respectfully. God created all of us differently, regardless of someone's sexual orientation that doesn't have malicious intentions, someone's culture, religion, or age or disability. And I say that respectfully. God works in mysterious ways as well as the enemy too. But God is kind, God is love, God is respectful, God is peace, God is united. You know, unity, it doesn't matter about your culture, neighbor. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions, that energy is different. That's just a different type of calling. It really is. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. When God steps in at the end of the day, the enemy cannot distract. The enemy can't take away. Because the enemy is too scared. The enemy doesn't have a soul, let alone a heart, to face their own music. So they gotta send somebody in to do their dirty work. God don't do that. God sends his angels in. God sends her angels in to show their children at the end of the day, hey, you are loved, you are worthy, and we never gave up on you. And you are respected by all the right people that's truly for you, with no malicious intentions. Yeah, certain folks gave up on you during your journey. They overlooked you, they abandoned you, they disrespected you, they made you feel like you wasn't worthy. But God energy is different. God is not going to allow you to feel like you're alone. And especially once you truly heal, to go within. And you're not doing it for likes and views. They would never understand. You're not clout chasing at the end of the day when you on God's timing. Because God is not for sale. And God has never been for sale. God is not malicious intentions. God is not manipulation. But the enemy allows you to believe for a long time that it was manipulation. My content is not for everybody. And that's okay. But I truly appreciate the time of the genuine ones. And I say that respectfully. Protect your energy. Protect your family with no malicious intentions. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding days. Everybody's walk of life is different. But it's called respect, neighbor. Stay in your lane. You ain't gotta like your neighbor at the end of the day. But stay in your lane. That person did not do anything to you. You know, one of the things that you learn at a preschool age is if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say something at all. And one thing that they also taught you too is keep your hands to yourself. If you didn't learn it in your household, you learned it at school. Because bullying wasn't tolerated. But it became the norm. Because the enemy stepped in. But when you have the proper teachers in position at the end of the day, no, keep your hands to yourself. Don't do that. That's not nice. My content is not for everybody. It's not. And I realize at the end of the day, when it comes to society, when certain folks say they're adults, that they truly lack common sense. And it's really sad to see. Because you wouldn't want a negative projection to be projected on a child that you brought into this world that you're supposed to protect, and only for you to realize you can't protect them every minute on the clock. And I don't say that with malicious intentions in no shape or form. But it's what reality is. My content is not for everybody. And I truly hope that, neighbor, you truly find peace within and you heal mentally. It's not a race. Childhood trauma that's holding you back, trauma on top of trauma that went into your adulthood. I truly hope that you find peace within. To find peace within, to remove the layers of mask, to truly love you. Because when you love you, the energy is different. Ain't no dollar in this world can take it away from you truly loving you. And I say that respectfully. Money buys materialistic things, but what money cannot buy at the end of the day is clarity when it comes to your mental health. Because you truly got to show up for you. Regardless to what doctor you go to, what church house you go to at the end of the day, you mentally got to show up for you to truly want to heal. To truly want to show up for you. And I say that respectfully. Can nobody force you to heal but you. And you got to be mentally ready to want to choose you. Not because it's a trend. And when it seems like because it's a trend, it's like, dang, it became a trend, but nobody's really doing the inner work. It just looks good. It sounds good. Okay, well, yeah, I'm healed. I washed my face. I got in the shower. That's a start. But to really go within, the energy is different. It really does. I truly hope that you find peace within. And if the shoe fit, then wear it. And I say that respectfully. I don't have malicious intentions towards my neighbor. But when you send me spell work in a toxic way, let alone an evil lie, here, return back and send it to you and your mammy. I said what I said. And I truly hope that you find peace with it and understand at the end of the day, leave innocent people alone. It's a thought process to me. My content is not for everybody. It's not. They would never understand why you didn't give up on yourself that day. They wanted to see you frown. But God was truly shining a light on you to actually allow you to see you smile. God said that you got a beautiful smile. Continue to be patient with your process. I love you. They would never know how. Your energy is different. They would never understand how God picked you up. The obstacles that you was faced in front of. Only to realize that, wow, you was truly woke. To see your best self vision of yourself when you almost gave up on yourself that day when it came to pain and trauma. Things would never be the same. How God was showing you at the end of the day what a blessing in disguise when you understood an even exchange. Change and growth. They would never understand at the end of the day how you remove the mask to allow yourself to smile, to become your best self vision of yourself. You wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone cloud chasing. How God was truly protecting you at the end of the day, showing you that you are worthy to overcome pain. To the genuine ones, I say this respectfully. Have a safe week. Have a safe remaining month. Protect your energy. My content is not for everybody. I should appreciate time to the genuine ones only. I see you tomorrow. Thank you for your time. It's the thought process me. I gotta go. I need a nap. No, for real. I need a nap. Peace and respect. Send respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. You matter. You're worthy. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never get discouraged because someone is dealing with insecurity problems. The lack of confidence because they don't know how to go within. When you know how to be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. And you ain't trying to be like nobody else but you. Far from a copycat because you chose you. To better you, to love you, to elevate, to understand, to be true. They would never understand why you didn't dim your light that day when they was trying to project pain. It wasn't an even exchange when it came to their mind games. It's the thought process me. I gotta go. I need a nap. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to allow you to feel like giving up on yourself or living in fear. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. It's not. They disrespected you. They took your kindness to weakness. They threw sport at you in a toxic way. They made you feel like you wasn't worthy. They wanted you to give up. But God allowed you to see your vision of your reality, see your faith. You walk by faith, not by sight. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race. How God shows up when you least expect it, when you truly understand your timing, that you are worthy. Choose you, not to overlook you. Now, your genuine love, respect. I am the original owner of all my content. Thank you for your time to the genuine ones only. Have a good day.